Sebuah negara yang ditabir oleh komunis dan ditutup dari dunia luar dan kini aman. Dan membuka pintunya untuk pelancong asing. Dikenali antara jalan raya yang paling sibuk di dunia, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam.
Okey, sekarang Remy nak tunjukkan kepada kawan-kawan satu gambar yang sangat menarik apabila kawan-kawan sampai di bandaraya ini. Okey, itu gambar ini. Kita tengok. Kalau korang nak tahu, itu adalah namanya Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh adalah Perdana Menteri Vietnam pada ketika itu. Jadi bandaraya ini, nama dia Ho Chi Minh, diambil sempena nama Perdana Menteri mereka. Okey, bandar Ho Chi Minh ini adalah bandar motosikal. Kalau korang nak tahu, bila kita nak melintas di bandar Ho Chi Minh ini adalah sangat sukar bagi penduduk di Malaysia. Sekarang Kim akan ajar kita bagaimana hendak melintas di bandar Ho Chi Minh ini.
Okay, the first thing you have to know that here they don't stop if you cross the street. So you will have to walk. You won't stop in the middle. Okay? And the first thing to do is to raise your hand to signal to them that you are crossing the street so that they will notice you.
Okay.
And the second thing is you won't stop. You don't stop in the middle. You have to walk with the same slow speed. So they can, like they would know that when they come, then which position you are in so that they won't hit you. Okay? Yeah, shall we try? Hey, raise your hand. Comparing to cars, motorbikes are very cheap. Because here we tax the cars, the car taxation is very high. We tax about 200%.
200%
for cars.
For car.
Yes.
For motorcycle?
Motorcycle is barely any. We don't tax on motorbikes a lot.
No tax on motorbikes.
Yes.
It's about
barely.
How much dollar?
In dollars. Well, for the cheapest, no, for the average motorbike, it would be about 20 million Vietnam dong. It would be about $1,000 motorbike. The gas here is, I think it's quite expensive. It will go to about 25,000 dong for 1 liter of gasoline. 125 would be about $1.25.
Pada tanggal 30 April 1975 adalah tarikh ramai apabila 2 biji kereta kebal merempuh pagar istana ini, iaitu Unification Palace, yang menandakan simbolik kejatuhan kerajaan Vietnam dengan kerajaan Amerika Syarikat dan menaikkan komunis di negeri Vietnam ini.
This plane was originally built in 1868. Yes, by French people. So it was originally built to be a French headquarters for the government to work over here. This place, he was a very talented man. He won a scholarship in France for art students, and he went to France to study, and then he comes back here to build up this palace. So according to Feng Shui, Feng Shui, Chinese geomancy, if there's a street coming to your house like this, if there's a street coming to your house like this one, it's gonna bring all the bad luck to your house.
Sorry?
All the bad luck to your house. So this is technically not a good place to build a palace.
Okay, I think there's a good luck. is the bad luck.
Bad luck, bad luck. It's not a good place to build up the palace.
Okay.
So the architect, he thought of a plan.
Okay.
So he built this big circle with the fountains here, so that if the bad lucks come in, this circle will protect the palace behind and take on the bad luck.
Right.
So that is the function of this big circle. Yeah, it has the meaning behind it. This is the map room where the presidents and the government politicians get together to discuss about the plans about the world and everything. The interesting thing about this map room is that you can see here, the map is all about the southern of Vietnam only. You do not see the north of Vietnam, you cannot see Hanoi in this map.
Okay.
The reason is because in 1954, we have a battle with the French. It's called Điện Biên Phủ battle in Điện Biên Phủ battlefield, and we won against them. So they lost, and we made them. They had to sign with us an agreement called the Geneva Agreement.
Okay.
In that agreement, we agree to divide our country into two. The north and the south. We take a river in the middle as the borderline. So the soldiers of Vietnam will go to the north, and the French soldiers will go to the south. And in 3 years' time, the country will be reunited again, and we will elect for the new president. That was what they said in the agreement. But American came in, so that's 3 years lasts for more than 20 years. So this is that's the reason why we don't have the north of Vietnam here, because the Republic Party, they can only control the south of Vietnam. So this is the places that they can control, they are in charge of. They are not in charge of the north, so they do not have the map of the north here. This is the design of the architect of this place. This place is called the stone floral curtain.
Okay. Stone floral curtain.
Yes, stone floral curtain. So you can see here, it's very bright.
Okay.
So the wind and the breeze and the sunlight can come into the palace.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's also protect this place from the public eyes. So from the outside, you cannot see things happen on the inside.
That's true.
Yes,
Okay.
but inside it's still very bright and very windy. It's a very unique design of this place.
Okey, sekarang Remy berada di tengah-tengah bandaraya Ho Chi Minh di Vietnam. Di sebelah kanan Remy adalah church dan di sebelah kiri Remy ini adalah post office. Jadi sekarang Remy nak tunjukkan kepada kawan-kawan lens yang Remy gunakan ketika Remy melakukan penggambaran travel ataupun fotografi penggambaran ini. Okey, Remy suka menggunakan lens 24-105 ini kerana ia mempunyai wide angle lens supaya apabila Remy dekat dengan subjek, Remy tak perlu menukar lens yang wide sebab dia dah ada wide angle. 24mm tu sudah cukup besar pada Remy. Remy nampak je subjek, Remy bam 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 bam. Dan dia mempunyai 105mm. Jadi dia sangat berguna apabila Remy sangat jauh dengan subjek. Apabila Remy berjalan-jalan, kadang-kadang Remy berjalan-jalan dan lepas tu Remy ternampak subjek benda tu terlalu jauh daripada badan Remy. Jadi Remy angkat kamera dan terus zoom. Bam bam bam. Ia sangat bagus pakai lens ini kerana Remy tak akan menukar lens banyak kali. Kalau Remy hanya menggunakan lens yang sebagai contoh 17-40mm, dia sangat wide. Tetapi apabila Remy jauh pada subjek, Remy perlu menukar lens banyak kali dan ia menyusahkan dan mengambil masa yang lama untuk menukar lens. Dan yang kedua adalah sebab Remy memerlukan beban yang sangat ringan untuk mengembara. Takkan Remy nak bawa 2-3 biji lens dan lens ini sangat berat. Jadi apabila Remy membawa lens begini, Remy cukup all in one. Jadi dia ada wide dan zoom. Remy tak perlu menukar lens itu berulang-ulang kali. Okey, antara lens favorite Remy ataupun yang Remy suka apabila Remy melakukan penggambaran adalah 50mm. Kerana 50mm ini Remy gunakan ketika Remy berada di dalam keadaan yang gelap seperti indoor yang memerlukan cahaya yang banyak. Sebab Remy seorang fotografer yang tidak suka menggunakan flash. Remy suka pakai available light yang natural. Jadi 50mm ini sangat berguna apabila kawan-kawan memiliki kamera yang tidak bagus dalam keadaan gelap. 50mm sebab dia aperture dia besar, 1.8, 1.4 atau 1.2, ia sangat berguna apabila kawan-kawan melakukan penggambaran di dalam tempat yang gelap. Dan lens yang ketiga yang Remy selalu gunakan ketika penggambaran adalah, tapi Remy tak selalu bawa lens ni sebab lens tersebut Remy hanya menggunakannya sekali sahaja. Sekali sekala sebab iaitu wide angle lens 17-40mm, hanya menggunakan sekali sekala. Jadi Remy tengok keadaan. Kalau Remy rasakan Remy contoh di Vietnam, Remy ingin menaiki boat ataupun boat yang sampan tu kan, Remy perlu membawa lens tersebut supaya, sebab apabila kita di dalam boat kita mempunyai jarak yang dekat dengan subjek kita, kita menggunakan lens yang sangat wide. Jadi kalau setakat berjalan sebegini, berjalan bam, jadi kita tak memerlukan sangat wide angle lens. Itu adalah consideration ataupun lens yang kawan-kawan perlu fikir dahulu sebelum membawa. Jadi 3 biji lens ini yang Remy selalu gunakan ketika melakukan fotografi penggambaraan.
Kepada kawan-kawan yang ingin melancung ke luar negara, Remy sarankan untuk membawa lebih daripada satu kad ATM ataupun kad kredit untuk mengelak sebarang kemungkinan berlaku di negara orang. Apa yang kawan-kawan lihat pada visual ini adalah kejadian sebenar di mana ATM kad tim kembara 360 tersangkut di dalam mesin ATM. Jika kawan-kawan hanya membawa satu kad ATM sahaja dan tersangkut sebegini, ia akan menjadi suatu masalah yang besar apabila kawan-kawan berada di tempat orang. Jadi, kawan-kawan mesti ada backup plan, iaitu ATM kad kedua supaya mengelak sebarang kemungkinan yang akan berlaku.
This place is called the Central Post Office. From the Reunification Palace, we just walk 5 minutes to here. So it's very close, it's very convenient for the tourists to hang around to see all of the tourist attraction in only one area.
Okay. So what inside the post office?
Well, it's the post office.
Yeah.
So it's to all the functions that one post office do. You can send letters, postcards, package, or you can pay your bills like electric bills or telephone bills, everything. But display also serve the function of a tourist attraction. So they also have souvenir sections inside for the tourists to come and have a look. And the unique thing that distinguishes this post office with other post office is that this place was built up by the French people. This place was about 130 years old already, so it's very old. And the architecture inside is very beautiful and very French style. So that's why it attracts many people to come over. You can see here on the walls, there's many boards with different names on that. Those are the names of the famous inventors all over the world. You can see some are very familiar here. As you see, here's Ampere and Faraday, and on the other side we have Louis XVI and all of other famous inventors from all over the world. So the first thing that cuts into your eye first would be that portrait. That is the portrait of our beloved President Ho Chi Minh. So he was very dear to all of the people all over the countries. Everyone loves him. So that's why we have that portrait of him. That's very big one in this central post office. The second thing that you would notice is the maps on the two sides, this one and that one.
Right.
These two maps are as old as this post office. This post office was built in 1886, finished in 1891. And we have this map here, was made in 1936. It's the map of the telegraphic lines of Vietnam and Cambodia. And on the left here, we have the map was made in 1892, just 1 year after this post office was built. This is the map of the environment of Saigon. And down here is also one of these attractions. We have the telephone booth on the two sides. This side is the telephone booth.
Okay.
Tourists usually just come inside to take a picture because the telephone booths look very old and Western style. Antique, yes. And here, because it was built by the French, so you can see the thing that was influenced by Western culture is that we don't have the 13 booth.
Okay. Why?
We don't have the 13 booth. You see, 12 and then 14. We don't have 13.
Why?
Because 13 is considered as the bad luck number in Western culture, not in Asian culture. In Chinese culture, we don't see 13 as a bad.
In Malaysia, Chinese people say the number 4 is bad.
4, yes. But here, because it was built by French, so number 13 is bad luck. So that's why we don't have 13 booths here.
Cuba kawan-kawan teka, pernah atau tidak, lukisan portret terkenal Mona Lisa pernah dicuri dari muzium di Paris? Cuba teka, pernah atau tidak? Jawapannya pernah. Ia pernah dicuri di Museum Louvre di Paris pada tahun 1911 dan ia telah ditemui kembali pada tahun 1913 apabila pencuri tersebut cuba menjualnya.
Okey, sekarang Remy berada di tengah-tengah Bandaraya Ho Chi Minh. Okey, di sebelah kanan Remy, di sebelah sana adalah palace dan sebelah belakang, sebelah kiri Remy adalah church. Jadi, kalau kawan-kawan dapat lihat di sekitar bandar Ho Chi Minh ini ada banyak tahu sebenarnya taman-taman yang sebegini di mana remaja-remaja di sini selalu duduk, diorang akan bertemu kawan mereka di sini. Okey. Yang menarik yang naik perhatian Remy di sini adalah apabila kawan-kawan duduk sahaja, ada satu orang akan datang kepada kawan dan menanyakan kepada kawan nak minum apa. Jadi apabila kamu buat order saja, contoh kalau Remy nak minum air kopi ais, Remy semua cakap dengan dia kopi ais, and then dia akan pergi ke tempat lain dalam masa 5 minit dan dia akan menghantar kepada kawan air tersebut. Jadi kawan-kawan tak perlu mencari-cari di manakah kedai minuman di sini. Hanya duduk saja di taman ini, ada orang akan datang kepada kawan dan menanyakan kawan nak ingin minum air apa. Yang paling best sekali, tiada charge tambahan yang dilakukan di sini. Okay, Kim, where are we now?
Okay, the next place we're going to visit is the Notre Dame, the Cathedral Church. This place is just right next to the Central Post Office. So as you can see, it's very close to each other. This place was also built by the French, but it was built earlier than the Central Post Office. This place was built in 1877, about 10 years before the post office.
Okay.
So this place is 10 years older than the post office.
Okay.
It's also built by the French, and the interesting here is that all of the materials of this church was imported straight from France.
Wow.
They brought all the bricks, the nails, the glasses inside, all of them was imported straight from France over here.
The ship.
Yes, they ship it over here and they build up this stuff.
How big the ship?
Yes, it takes a really long time. It was built in 1877 and finished in 1881. About 4-5 years, yeah. And the reason why it was called the Notre Dame is because it was built to be looked exactly like the Notre Dame in Paris.
Okay.
It's also built by the French. Well, except for the two tops, the two white tops that you see.
Okay.
The two white top was built later. So the difference between this church and the Notre Dame in Paris is the two white tops. Inside the two white tops, we have the 6 bells.
6 bell.
You know the musical notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. So the 6 bell represent for the 6 musical notes, except for the fa bells. Because they want to make the sounds unique when all the 6 bells ring together. So that's why they skip the fa bells. They only have 6 bells. And every day, 1 or 2 bells would ring at 5 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. And at weekends, like on this Sunday, 3 bells would ring. Only once a year, on the 6 bell will ring is on Christmas Eve. So that is the only chance for you to hear the sound of all the 6 bells. They just ring once a year.
Pada episod kali ini, Remy akan tunjukkan pada kawan-kawan bagaimana hendak membuat color toning supaya warna di dalam gambar kawan-kawan kelihatan kreatif, tetapi ia dilakukan dengan cara paling mudah dan paling cepat. Langkah pertama, pilih gambar yang kawan-kawan hendak membuat foto toning. Langkah kedua, selalunya Remy akan membuat pelarasan terlebih dahulu pada highlight, shadow, whites, blacks dan juga kontras mengikut seperti mana Remy mahukan. Dan langkah ketiga ini, Remy akan ajarkan kawan bagaimana membuat toning pada gambar. Di tab sebelah kanan ini, cari split toning. Selepas itu, pada highlight, setkan warna kepada kuning seperti di atas ini dan shadow disetkan kepada biru di atas ini. Dan sekarang Remy akan tunjukkan sebelum dan selepas foto toning. Gambar kawan-kawan kelihatan lebih menarik dari gambar asalnya. Selamat mencuba. Pada segmen Top 5 pada kali ini, Remy akan memaparkan tentang 5 sungai terpanjang di dunia. Pada tempat kelima ialah Sungai Yenisei Anggara dengan kepanjangan sekitar 5,536 km. Pada tempat keempat ialah Sungai Mississippi, Missouri, Red Rock dengan kepanjangan sekitar 5,971 km. Pada tempat ketiga ialah Sungai Yangtze yang juga dikenali sebagai Sungai Changjiang dengan kepanjangan sekitar 6,380 km. Pada tempat kedua ialah Sungai Amazon dengan kepanjangannya sekitar 6,437 km. Sungai yang pertama terpanjang di dunia ialah Sungai Nil dengan kepanjangan sekitar 6,825 km. Sungai Nil bersumberkan dari mata air dataran tinggi Pegunungan Kilimanjaro di Afrika Timur. Sungai Nil merupakan sungai yang penuh dengan sejarah dan mitos peradaban manusia, terutamanya peradaban yang dikagumi manusia, iaitu Mesir. Sungai Nil mengalir melalui 4 buah negara, iaitu negara Uganda, Sudan, Ethiopia dan Mesir.
Sekarang Remy nak tunjukkan beberapa tips mengambil gambar apabila kawan-kawan berada di tempat orang. Okey, pertama sekali, kalau boleh kawan-kawan jangan shoot ataupun jangan mengambil gambar polis. Okey, jangan ambil risiko sebab ada setengah negara seperti Vietnam ini, dia punya polis tu dia tak berapa sporting. Jadi jangan ambil risiko mengambil gambar-gambar polis dan tentera. Dan kedua, jangan ambil gambar private situation. Sebagai contoh, orang sebab kat Vietnam ni kata-kata kawan-kawan akan nampak orang membuang air di mana-mana sahaja. Okey. Jadi jangan ambil risiko ambil gambar private situation. Kita tak nak ada masalah apabila berada di tempat orang. Okey, sekarang Remy nak tunjukkan kepada kawan-kawan bagaimana kita nak melintas di bandaraya Ho Chi Minh ini. Pertama sekali kawan-kawan harus mengangkat tangan seperti Remy mengangkat tangan ini dan jangan berhenti, teruskan perjalanan. Dan selepas itu kalau kenderaan berada di sebelah kanan, angkat tangan sebelah kanan. Tengok juga sebelah kiri dan lintas. Jangan lari sangat. Okey.